Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you will have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because you got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you don't want it badder than you want to party, you don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success. You don't want it badder than... I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you're wheezing.
Man, what's up, y'all? Excuse me, Hot Facts with Robert Reese, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, people. We go 1 hour, but it could go further if it gets a little hotter. You know what? I think we go do this a little bit. I think we go do this a little bit differently today. You know what? StreamYard now allows you to bring up your own music now instead of using their own music. So we're going to do this intro to Hot Facts a little bit different today. Since StreamYard allows you to use your own music right now, people, we are going to start this off a little bit different. And from now on out, we are going to start the show off probably like this. Let me play a beat real quick. Let me play a beat. Let me see. That's what I mean. Yeah. We gonna start a little bit. We gonna start a little bit different today. Okay. I got a little beat now. First one you get, be the one you got. That could be the one that could be with a plate option. Hey, I thank you. The walking Hot Facts with your boy Robert Reese. From the beat, the street. Hey, I like how you can put your own beat now on StreamYard. So every day we're gonna start off with the rule, people, and we know what my rule is when we are doing the delivery. So we're gonna start, every single one off with the rule. Okay. First, when you get to the rule, you have to be the one that can use some bait on the plate with the plate. I can do it on the bait with the plate. Hey, I like that. We're gonna start it off with the rule every single day. I like that. But we do have a live interview today. I'm waiting on my guest to go ahead and hop on in when he gets in. Lloyd Reese, you hear that name, last name right? Lloyd Reese, it is my uncle. Now, he is a local reporter and activist. He's also works with the NAACP, with the Theater Award, so he will be stopping in today. But I think it's very cool that StreamYard now allows you to put in your own beat. So now, I can start it off with the rule here too, and I can play a beat to the rule. And if I want to exercise some, let some bars out every now and then, I can go ahead and do that. But that is all the way cool. And the best thing is now I can play like the little sounds, like if there's a bong or whatever. I don't have to have that. I don't actually have to have that extra equipment here because I can just plug it and do it all from right here. But we got some good news today. We're gonna be going over some Spark. I had some really good Spark today. I got an order that was $68.07, and it was 18 miles, and it was 8 drop-offs, and it was done in no time. So that was all in all. Spark is very, very good, people. And we're gonna talk about Britney Griner and how she had to plead guilty. And the reason why I'm putting this up is because there's some underlining things that are going on, and I just don't. I just think people need to hear about those things. So we will be going over some of that. I know Spark to today, they added in alcohol deliveries, at least in my area. I know TFT said he's gotten 2 of those up in Northern California, but they just sent me the notification today that you were going to be able to do those. I don't know how those are actually going to work, but I will find out. That is going to be happening relatively quick. And I want to talk about this thing too. It seems like there's a lot of people there's a lot of people using their quitting DoorDash in the videos, when if you go and click on them, they're not quitting at all. They're just doing something else a little more, but they're still doing the same app. So I want to talk about that. People just doing that clickbait. I can see if it's your very last time, like you are absolutely going to be getting off of the platform, but just know that you can no longer. There we go. Just know that you can no longer use the I'm quitting again. No one's gonna believe if you say you're gonna quit again. I just don't. And I think it's just because the changing of the rules and the orders and all this other stuff. I just think it has to do with that. But don't be putting up there that I'm quitting to try to get views. That sucks. That sucks right there. You're leading someone on because someone actually wants to see exactly why you're quitting. They want to see what happened. So, stop doing that. Stop doing that. So I'm going to get into right now. Let me see right here. We're going to get into Britney Griner right now. I'm going to pull this up. Check this out. Oh, no, I'm not sharing no screen on this one. I think I already have it here.
This week's G20 photo. Yes, Antony Blinken is heading to Indonesia today for the foreign ministers' meeting. But U.S. and European officials say he likely won't go anywhere. He might run into his Russian counterpart. That means no photo ops and absolutely no peace talks.
No conversation about Ukraine without Ukraine.
It's the latest tit for tat amid U.S.-Russian tensions. Supporters of WNBA star Britney Griner say they're worried she's caught in the middle. She's on trial in Russia on drug charges, but the U.S. says she is wrongfully detained.
It is in the Russians' interest to have this be as high profile as possible because they can drive a harder bargain when they want to try to get a hostage released.
Critics say the U.S. should do more to help her.
Let's pretend like it's Tom Brady. Will we have to sign a petition then?
The State Department says it would give the same assistance to any American in her situation.
We are doing everything we can.
But not everyone buys that.
It's a statement about the value of women. It's a statement about the value of a Black person. It's a statement about the value of a gay person.
The White House says President Joe Biden has read a handwritten letter from Griner. In it, she says she's afraid of being stuck in a Russian cell indefinitely.
These places are nothing short of horrible.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
All right, now the reason why here's my guest, Uncle Freddie. He probably can't figure out how to get into StreamYard. Let me go ahead and let me text him. Uncle Freddie, I see it's you. He can't figure out StreamYard, how to get up there. Give me one quick second, folks. Let me get in contact with the guest really quick. I'm gonna put you on mute so I can get in contact with him. One quick sec, people trying to troubleshoot the StreamYard. I'm gonna hit mute. Let me troubleshoot this really quick to get the guest on. I held that mug way weird. That was weird. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's the people that use the iPhones. They always have a problem somehow. But we're troubleshooting this really, really quick. Okay, so should I push pause? I got my uncle on mute right here. I got the mute here and unmute here. Should I push them? I want to go over this thing right here. I'm trying to get him in really quick. Okay. I'm going to just have it right here on speakerphone so I can hear him. So when he says, okay, I pasted it, because you got to put it in Safari. Okay. Oh, did he type it all in individually? You got it there, Aunt?
I'm trying.
Okay. Okay. Well, while he is figuring it out, I'll talk about Uncle Freddie as we'll go ahead and do the introduction right here. But people will be starting off Hot Facts.
It's opening up. It's on concentrates.
Yeah, you should just be able to bring it up. Just once you put it in, once you have the link in there, you should be able to click right into the studio. Do you want me to let me see. Because all you have to do is just copy and paste it to your browser.
Okay, Rob, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I see. I can see you. Hold on. Let me know if you can hear my voice.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is it coming through pretty clear?
Yes, your voice is, but once you click into the studio, I'll be able to see you here on the studio.
Okay. Yeah, now it says
Yep, enter the studio. Bam, there's a beat.
There.
All right, and let me hit the unmute. Unmute yourself. Hit the unmute button.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I can hear you now. We got him in, people. We got him in, people. Yes. This is the what my uncle, people, my uncle. You see a resemblance there. I got a little scruff here, but I'll take off the hat there, people. You see a resemblance there. That is Uncle Freddie, but by way of the community, people, this is professional Lloyd Reese, people. Let me go ahead and put your banner up there, Uncle. I have a banner for you that I can put up there on the bottom.
Thank you, Robbie.
Let me put this banner up. Where's it? Yes, you can, Ava. Where did I put it? Ava wants to say hi to you, Uncle. Ava, say hi to Uncle Freddie. Say
hi, Uncle Freddie.
There you go.
Ooh.
Say, I love you, Mama.
I love you.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. She's getting it in. I'm trying to see where I just put your banner at. I just made you a banner. It'll pop back up here. But people, let me give you. Now, you guys see me up here doing hot facts. You see me doing a show. You guys know why I got into filming all of the ride-alongs, and I've explained that story there. But then you guys see that I have an interview portion of what I do, and a lot of that comes from my uncle here. So I have seen him growing up, interviewing a whole lot of people that had a strong influence in the communities. People that work for different networks. I was a witness to seeing a lot of these things. And by me watching that, and when I was like, I'm going to have my show, I definitely wanted to pursue that part of journalism and reporting and seeing all the behind the scenes work that you have to do. Now, I got that work ethic from watching my Uncle Freddie here. Now, he's also worked with NAACP people with the theater awards. There's a local gentleman that is a legend here by the name of Hugh Hauser, people, and he's done interviewing and research on places and things that most people would not do, but because of those things that he did, the information did get out there. So, all of that is hot facts. He works in the community, people. He is a really good influence in the community. He goes back to the high school. People in the United States, the famous high school, the Dominguez High School in the United States. Great people have come out of that organization there. He is one of them from the 70s. Now I can go on and on and on and on and on. Track star, random hurdles, did all that stuff. People, he can wine and dine with the best of them. People. I can keep going, but this is Lloyd Reese. Now, I said enough of that. Now, let the people know about you a little bit.
Robert, I want to thank you. It's an absolute honor and pleasure just for me to have an opportunity to be in your show and be interviewed by you. Not just anyone, but my nephew. And I'll say that I love the work that you're doing with Hot Facts. I love how you're reaching out to the community and the information that you're sharing with individuals and people that may not have been aware of what you're talking about. So it's a blessing, joyous thing with the work that you're doing. And as we both know, Robbie, that it's not about us. It's about the people. It's about getting information out to people that so they can become more aware of what's going on around them in their communities and in their neighborhoods. Now, with that being said, I'm going to share something with you for a moment about your parents. Your parents are very, very special people because first and foremost, they brought you into the world. Now, Robert and Pat are just two amazing, amazing individuals who have done some wonderful, blessed things within themselves. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be the first one to say that Robert and Pat has done some wonderful and blessful things for me. And I want to say this in the air, which I am so thankful, and I'll never forget. Robert and Pat, I love you. Now, just briefly, Robbie, you touched on a lot of different things about my career, but I'm going to go way, way, way back, Robbie, to growing up. Actually, my involvement with film, television, audio, sound, it started out when I was in the 5th grade, when I was 9 years old. I always did have a passion for going over to my friends' homes and messing with their TV sets, trying to adjust the color on the TV sets, trying to adjust the sound on the TV sets. It got to the point where their parents were running out of there. So I'm not surprised that we fast forward to the date and time that we are now, and I became a professional at what I'm doing. Now, of course, I did go to school and I did receive a degree in cinema production, and also television production. Having a background in all four of those fields, which led into theater awards, one thing led to another, and as we know, it's all about Robert being in the right place at the right time. Now, for those of you that don't know me, aside from my entertainment career, I also had a 30-year career in medicine. Now, I was in the clinical pathology, laboratory medicine, which is the study of diseases, clinical chemistry, at the world famous Cedars-Sinai Medical. And I'll tell you, being part of a healthcare team that are putting people back together to go back into their lives, that was a true blessing. And I'll tell you, Robert, it actually started with me doing home projects, going to school, education, having the opportunity to utilize those same skills when I was in medicine. So one thing led to another. I had a 30-year career in medicine. I retired from medicine and went into entertainment. Now, LFR Production, which was my production company, Lloyd Frederick Reese, it involved cinema, television production, video production, and theater production. Now, don't ever let anyone deter you from your dreams. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something, because it's not their life, it's your life. If you have a passion for something, pursue that passion, because you never know where that passion is going to take you. Now, we all know that God is in charge of the timeline on this earth, although we may have our own individual timelines, but God's responsible for everything. Now, Robbie, let's see. Should I start with theater productions? Should I start with video productions? Or should I start with film? You tell me.
You know what? I'm gonna give you the choice on. I'll go with your timeline on when they came in the part. Just go with the timeline.
Okay. Now, 2000. After I finished film school, I had my own television production show, quite similar to yours. It was called Lloyd's Perspective. And the same platform that you have, Robbie, is the same platform that I had then. I wanted to bring awareness to topics and subjects that our communities were not really familiar with. But my platform was being a mentor, educating our youth. Because as we know, there is no Black history in our school districts, in our curriculum. So what I wanted to do was bring awareness to those that came before us that allowed us to do things that we're able to do right now. And that's how the television production career started, with that show. It was a half-an-hour show that was seen on major cable networks. And I always wanted to bring awareness to people, whether it was interviewing, Sheriff Baca, we know what he's going through, whether it was interviewing Bernard Parks, whether it was interviewing Rita Walters. I was always blessed enough to have interviewed someone who was a pioneer at what they done. Now,
let me push pause on you right there really quick, because he just brought up Bernard Parks. All right, so people, check this out.
Anything about the LAPD before you joined, sir?
I was fully aware. I've been raised in Los Angeles, and really, I had a kind of interesting childhood. My father was a police officer, worked for the Harbor Department, so I really never viewed the police one way or another. I never had contact with them. We just knew that they were there. I remember being taken to Newton Station as a young person to show where you never wanted to go. I also remember just seeing police officers. I never had contact. I've never had a bad or good contact, in the sense of just no contact through most of my childhood and teenage and high school days. But I have one, I think, remarkable memory, and it's just like yesterday, sitting at the corner of Adams and Western, and I was going northbound on Western, and I looked over and a police car was sitting next to me, and it was the first time that I'd ever seen a Black officer and a white officer in the same car.
People, that was I just want to go ahead, push unmute. I can't hear you. Push unmute. Unmute yourself. Unmute. Turn it down. He can't understand what I'm saying. Can he? Okay, so Yes, unmute yourself. I can't hear you. 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 Okay. Let me write you a comment because I don't think he can see. I can't hear you. Okay. Private chat. Let's see. Unmute mic. Let me see. Unmute mic. Can you see that there? I can't hear you. No sound. No sound.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, bam, bam. That's what I was saying. All right. So I was saying, people, so that was he was going there, and I already had that clip triggered right there. I already had that clip of Bernard Park. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, a lot of these wonderful people I've interviewed, we've lost a lot of them, but their legacies will live on with the information that we've shared with our communities. From Rita Walters being the first African American female to hold with the
Oh. We are having technical difficulties with the StreamYard. I can't hear you. Your sound went. Yeah, it's staticky. Try to re-plug in. Try to re-plug in.
Now, Rob, they're talking on speaking to you in a wide lavalier microphone, and I'm pretty sure they might have something to do with it. You got the sound in you now?
It's staticky. I can hear the feedback.
You there?
Yeah, I can hear the feedback.
You want to go directly from the sound on the camera and then pull out the
Yeah.
wireless microphone?
Yes, yes.
All right, can you hear me now? Is that better?
No, you know what? I'm gonna go out and come right back into the studio. I'm gonna kick you out and then come right back into the studio.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna get that under control right there. And Ayana was talking about while he's doing that, we'll hop right back into the Britney Griner. Says, unfortunately, I don't think she'll be able to come home for at least 10 years. Now, this is what I wanted to bring up, that while they are over there, they are trying to do a swap with Britney Griner and they're trying to get one other person that's over there in Russia that's a U.S. Citizen, and the Russians, they're trying to negotiate to do an exchange, and she had to plead guilty. Guilty just so that she's not trying to say that she's admitting that she did that, and she's hoping that with her admitting that, now they can go ahead and try to do this trade. But here's the thing: the other guy has been sitting over there in Russia since 2018, and now Britney Griner is over there, right? So Britney Griner is over there, and now they're saying because she is a worldwide women's basketball player, she's worth something for us to get some from you. But I'm like, how are they just going to be playing with people's lives like that? Like, this is blatant in the open, people. Blatant in the open that you can be in jail and the government can say, well, whatever rules that we have, well, we can just take those rules out. Let's go ahead and do a swap. So how much are you really worth as a human being? How much are you really worth? You got a lot of people going out there doing delivery work saying they're worth this or that, but are you worth anything that your country would do a swap for? Would your country swap for you to bring you back home? Would they break all the rules for you? And right now with the Britney Griner thing, it's turning into Well, the LBGTQ has gotten a hold of it. So because she is can you say gay and it be like in the right way? Can you? Well, she's homosexual, one, and she's a woman. Two, she's black. Three, okay, women's rights and all that stuff. So, with all of that being said, with the LBGTQ, they've gotten behind this and they are really trying to do some uniting things. So, with all that being said, the government is trying to do a swap. Now, I want to know this: if she was not part of that if she was not part of that regime, if she was not part of that realm, would they care? Because we have a guy that's been sitting over there since 2018, and they have not tried to do any swap. Or Russia said we don't have anyone, or it's the U.S. saying that for him being over there, like, you guys want this, but we need, like, how does that work? They're playing with someone's life, like out there in the open. Now, in these Russian jails, I don't know if you guys go and watch National Geographic, but type up the Russian jails. Type up the Russian jails, and you'll see how they get treated. Let me text Uncle Freddie again, and you'll see how they get treated. And they get treated like ridiculous. And your jail time in Russia is real jail time. Let me tell you that. Let's see. Click the link again. Or copy and paste again. First read this stuff. Copy and paste again. But it says that on the ESPN people, because ESPN, that is a basketball player, and this is sports news people, the ESPN reporter has gone in, and the Russians are trying to get like 3 people back. They're trying to get 3 people for the 2. It's like a sports deal, people. This is crazy. They're trying to get 3, and the U.S. are trying to get 2, but the U.S. is like, we really just want to get her back, and the other guy that they're trying to get back, they're only trying to get him back only because the Russians want 3. The Russians want 3. So this is crazy that they are really playing with someone's life, and the longer that she is in jail, people, is how long the negotiation process is. How much are these people really worth to your country? Now, all these people that complain about not getting paid all this and F this country and I'm worth this and all this other stuff, how much are you really worth? How much are you worth? Are you worth enough that if you go to another country and go to jail, that the country will actually try to fight and like get you back? How much are you worth? What type of asset are you to the community? You know what I mean? That the U.S. will just say, hey, let's go ahead and make this trade. And when she does come back, people, they'll try to make it so that she stays a little while, probably like a month or 2, and then they'll probably have, more positive talks on this thing, and then she'll be coming back home. I guarantee you this, she probably won't drive in a car with any hash or anything else like that. And a lot of people, you don't know that you get pulled over with that stuff open. That's a controlled substance. Anything that's coming inside that inside the oil, anything that's blast, the wax, all of that stuff is a controlled substance. Okay, it's a controlled substance. You can go to jail for that stuff. So I just don't know why she would think that you can go to all places into Russia and carry that there. Now, I know she's a basketball player, and for a lot of you people who do not know, the NBA, we have the NBA season, right? And they go and play. The WNBA, people, that season is not long enough at all. A lot of those women, in order for them to make full-time basketball pay for the whole year, once the WNBA season is over, a lot of those women go and play in China, they go play in Russia, they go play in Australia, they go play in Greece, they go play in other places like that. So maybe she thought because of her international basketball celebrity, like she was going to be able to do that. But people, you got to understand that you got to check your own reality. Yeah, you may be big in the basketball realm, but you're talking about Mother Russia. You're talking about over there. You are not that same person. Everyone in Russia goes under the fire. So just because you're a basketball player, you're this and that, nope. And now trying to get you back is ridiculous. And I'm gonna tell you why people like the U.S. is really is really wanting to bring her back. Do you know how much money and revenue she generates for girls and women and the LGBTQ and all? You know how much money she generates? You know, like she's an asset. She's an asset to not only America, but, you know, worldwide. They're having more of these pride parades all over the place. And as the women's basketball game and women's sports grows, you're starting to see more and more who are same sex. And as their popularity grows, then there you go. So she's a huge asset. She's a huge asset. So that's the only reason why I think the U.S., you know, they're really doing these talks with Mother Russia, because Mother Russia, they you know, we don't agree with what they're doing. They're mad because we help supply, you know, weapons and stuff to help, you know, the other side. I don't want to get too deep into that. The other side, you know, so that they can protect themselves and combat. So there's things going there, and they could be holding that over their head, you know, like, well, we're gonna just hold her out from you guys getting her unless you guys fork over some more or stop sending weapons and guns to help them dudes combat us. All of that stuff is going on right there. So that's why people, how much are you really worth? You got to think about that. If you leave the United States, how much are you really worth? How much are you really worth in your communities? You see this, and I hate to bring this up, you see this with gangs and the mob and all that stuff. These guys are real big in their areas, but once they have to go to another area, they have to tap in. Yo, Premium K, yo. They have to tap in, because just because you are from where you are there, that stuff don't fly over here. Okay, so people, you got to understand, you can't be trying to country jump and just think you can just do that U.S. stuff. You got to think, how much are you really worth? Are you worth really trying to break a law in another country, thinking that your country is going to bring you back, knowing that you went over there and broke a law? What? Now check this out. I'll tell you this. Now, you know how LiAngelo Ball, now he was over in China with those shades. They took the shades when they were at UCLA. But people there, that the Ball people, that, you know, it's a lot of money involved with that family there. Their assets to over here, money and worldwide as far as basketball thing. You see how quick China has that relations with the basketball. You see how they got that done. So Russia is like, well, let's go ahead and see how we can negotiate. Let's dangle someone's life in the air over some hashish. You know, what you gonna do, USA? What you gonna do? And it's sad because all of our negotiating rules when it comes to terrorists, countries hold that against us, and they'll hold things like this out and long drawn them. Now, who's to say that if and even when she gets back over here, is it going to be in her basketball prime? Is she still going to be an asset, or is this going to be like a war story, and she's going to go down in history as a prisoner of war, a prisoner of a different kind of war? We don't know. We do not know. Let me see where Mr. Lloyd Reese. All right. You know what? Let me try to clipboard it and send the link again. Bam. But this is crazy right here. But I'm going to tell you guys this Walmart Spark, people. If you don't check your phone, you're going to miss orders because it vibrates. It has no sound. And when I got up this morning, I said I got there extra early because I said I want to get one that has a lot of orders in the run. And I got one. My first order was $17.75. And then they tipped me an extra $4 on that one. So that turned to $21.75. And then the very next one from there was a $60.07 order. $60.07, and it had 8 drop-offs, and it was a total of 18 miles. Okay, 18 miles total for 8 drop-offs, and I got it done in like 1 hour, less than an hour. So I got that job done in less than an hour. Okay, from pickup to drop off. So that was $60 in less than an hour. And then I did the first drop off. That was really no work right there. But as far as getting there and waiting for them to bring it out, it was like 2.5 hours. And then I got another order that was $9.21. I'm still waiting on some tips to fall in from there. They got up to 24 hours to put those in. So, but all in all, $102, $102 on the dot on Walmart Spark for 2.5 hours. Okay, Walmart Spark, and that was 2.5 hours. Now they gave me that order on that round robin thing, on that first come first serve. So I guess that is when the people they missed the order or they're turning the orders down. Now you get a lot of people, and it's funny. You get a lot of people that turn the orders like I like them with all the delivery. So then you're just dropping off. Some people don't like that because they say, well, they could get one and then they could find another one that'll even be, boom, and then they can do it like that. But I'm like, man, if they're giving you an hour. If they're giving you an hour to drop off 8 orders and only 18 miles and it's $60, why would you let that go? I saw that thing. I clicked on it first, boom. And then the one right under that was $45. It was $45. It was express pickup. It said ASAP. It said get there ASAP, express pickup. And it was $45. And I didn't see how many runs it had, but it was $45. And then when I was clicking mine, another one was popping up, and it said $20. Well, I didn't get a chance to see anything, but it said $20. And all of these were on the first come, first serve round robin. So people, man, you get to really see orders that people slipped on, or people are just really not smart. Because why would you turn these orders in? I got my work done so quick that I got my work done so fast. So shame on you drivers who are letting those go. I will pick those up. I will gladly take an order that has 8, 9 runs. I'll take one that has 15 runs. That has 15 drops. Give me a load that has 15 drops. I am on it. I'll just take all of those. I'll try to get all 15 of those drops done in like 2 hours time. And then boom, whatever the money is, normally something like that is going to be upwards of like $70. You'll get that work done in like the same 2.5, 3 hours, and then you are good. Then you get yourself another one, and then one more, and then you're floating around like the 130 range, and you've only really worked like 4 hours. So this is for a lot of you people that don't understand the gig economy, and a lot of you people that come on these like just at the grocery store, when you eavesdrop and you hear people talk. And you watch when a driver, like you see, like you're in the store as just a regular customer, and you see someone doing a order, and you hear what people say. You're like, man, they talk about us. They talk about us bad. But a lot of people don't understand like what you can absolutely do. Now, I'm not gonna go and give numbers or anything else like that. If that's up to you to do that research, that's up to you. But there are people, and I met a gentleman today, Tony. I met Tony today. He subscribed, by the way, another driver that subscribed, being up there at the Walmart. He said he was 20 years, Big 5, store manager, quit. You know why he said he quit? He said because he can take his kids to school. He can come back, do breakfast. He can go to the parent meetings. He can go do his thing, make it. He said he can pick them up from school. He said the flexibility, and he said he just started DoorDash 3 months ago, so it's super good that I got him in, and I got him to go ahead and sign up and download the Walmart Spark to go ahead and get him on, and he's seeing the benefits of it right now. So so I was able to break some things down with him. To teach him some things, and it's great, people. I pull up there, and there's a little community there. And I think it's only me and like 2 other ones that do the Walmart Spark. There's like 5 people that do DoorDash. DoorDash is up at Walmart picking up orders. And I guess with DoorDash, the orders, how I get the ones that I like, the multiple drops, DoorDash, certain drivers get those. And he was letting me know he was letting me know that certain drivers get there. Okay, Uncle Freddie is back. We are back in action. Yep, we are rocking and rolling.
Okay, from 2000 to 2006, I was involved in cinema and video productions. From 2006 to 2013, I was involved in theater productions. Now, I always did want to be a part of the NAACP growing up. I was so young, didn't really know what the organization was all about, but I was so blessed to be attached to the new portion of the NAACP. Now, for 5 years, I was the technical producer for the main show, for the theater awards, and also for the technical awards. That was a huge responsibility. And you're talking about 1,100 of the top Black echelon in Hollywood, whether it was film, television, theater, it didn't matter what it was. They all were involved with this awards. Now, my particular responsibilities was to, you've seen award shows where those are being nominated and they have their video clips of their achievements and accomplishments. That was my responsibility. I did a total of 24 theatrical plays myself. I did a total of 24 television programs myself. I did a total of 16 video award presentations. I was responsible for the red carpet. I was responsible for lights, sound, and sets for all the technical crews. And in 2010, being totally blessed, having been nominated for a play that I produce, I direct, and was nominated for 3 different awards, and also as a show performance vignette, which was performed at the Theater Awards. What a wonderful, fantastic experience for anyone to experience. But then, once again, it's not about me. I'm going to go back. The same things that I did as a young boy growing up, some of you are probably too young to remember aluminum Christmas trees. You know, they had this color revolving light that we would shine on the Christmas tree. The things that I did with that revolving light was simply amazing. We fast forward, and I did the same thing that I did with that revolving light. I did the same thing for my theater plays, the same thing for the technical awards, the NAACP Theater Awards. Now, I was an award-winning lighting designer, an award-winning technical producer, an award-winning producer, an award-winning director. But you don't do things to achieve awards. What you do things is because you have a passion for it and that you enjoy doing it. Robert, if I had to do it all over again, I would not do anything any differently, but you never know what impact that you have on others. And one of the most important things out of all the technical work that I did was mentoring. Having the opportunity to mentor our youth on a high school level and on the college level and on the national level, to be able to give back and be a part of mentoring and nurturing our next generation, life does not get any better than that. And I'll say this, never let anyone deter you from your dreams, because we've all been given special gifts and talents. Some of us hone in on those talents a little earlier than others, some of us a little later in life, but never, like yourself, Robbie, I'm telling you, the platform that you have here, you're right in tune to what's going on in this day and age, in this generation. Now, I want to ask you a question. How did you get started? And what inspired you, aside from the things that you shared about me? You have to have a passion within yourself to want to do this. How'd that come about?
All right, I'll go all the way back from when I was a sophomore in high school and I was in the FBLA, the Future Business Leaders of America. So I was in that program. I was in that club. So when they took us to Cal State Fullerton, they took us to Cal State Long Beach, and Cal State Long Beach and Cal State Fullerton, they had a radio program there. You know, I was interested in doing the radio part, you know, and then, you know, playing sports when you're trying to get to that next level, you go up from school to school, you're doing tryouts here, trying for that, you know, that kind of got lost and put to the back burner. And I never really lost that, because at every single business I have done, from whatever sales thing, from the personal training, I've always marketed, created my websites. I've done everything myself, going out, doing all these things. Now, when it came into like doing this, I saw that when I go out, a lot of people gravitate to me. I can go speak to anyone. and they tell me things that a lot of people do not get a chance to listen to. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna try to do something with it. And I didn't really know what I wanted to do or how I wanted to do it. And then that's when I came across seeing people putting up bad videos on YouTube and telling people the wrong things to do as an independent business owner. So I said, let me get in with this, do some videos, but at the same time, I was already putting my blueprint on to have this show as my focus. And to be able to get on the show and then go out there. When I see people on the news doing interviews, when I've seen you sit down, I've wanted to be able to sit down and ask questions. When I'm watching interviews that people are conducting with certain celebrities or politicians, the questions that they are asking, sometimes I don't get a chance to hear that question. So in order to be able to get those answers, you have to get out there and to go and seek those answers by asking the questions. The only way to do it is to really put yourself and give yourself a platform, have it look legit and be legit and everything to where people will want to go ahead and get that stuff. So, that, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge because it's a lot of no's. So that's the biggest challenge, me doing something to where I don't have the direct impact on me getting the information. It's a challenge there. So I have to play the game and do the hops. So yeah.
Which what's exciting about all this, Robbie, I know that you do your own producing and you do a lot of your own writing. And that's important because what it is, nothing happens unless it's first imagined. So what you imagine, you get it out of your head, you put it on paper, and it becomes reality. And that's what's important right there. Never stop. Never stop soaring. Never stop achieving. Never stop reaching. At the same time, it's not about you, Robbie. It's about those people who love your show. It's about those people who are dedicated viewers of Hot Facts. And I just say Hot Facts is hot. I'm just, like I said, once again, just having the opportunity to tell my story, not just anyone, but to have my nephew ask me, what do you think that means to me to be able to come on your show that I watch all the time and answer questions about my life with my own nephew? That's a plus in itself right there. But I'll tell you this, Robin, it's been I got to go here. I can't help it. There are some of the things that I've done. There are those that came before me that lost their lives in order for me to do what I do. So I don't take anything for granted. It's a lot deeper than what you see on the surface, a lot deeper than that. So there were times, Robbie, when I was involved in theater production, it didn't matter what the production was, people were enthusiastic, excited about the sound, about the lights, and they would ask, who did this? I come down out of that booth, Robbie, and people would see that I was a person of color. Then I became an object. Instead of just accepting me for the person that I was providing entertainment for them, no one wanted to talk to me. There were many nights when I left for production, and it was kind of the saddest things for me. But at the same time, I would pick myself up and say, you know what, Lauren, it's a blessing because you could have been out there parking cars. I'm not putting anyone down for what they do because every job that we have, that someone has, is important. No job is more important than the other. But what I realized was that the gifts, the skills, the talent that the higher power has given me, he gave those to me for a reason to share with humanity. And what a wonderful platform. People love going to the show. People love watching television. People love going to the theater. But like you just alluded to, they have no idea of all the hard work that goes on behind that. Having to do your own research. There were times when people had no idea that I was the one. I cannot operate the camera and be in front of it at the same time. So it was all about me bringing the best out of others who wanted to home in on their craft and their skills. So there was never an opportunity, Robert, that came my way that somebody wanted to work with me or had an idea. I was always open to give someone that opportunity to let themselves shine. Never be selfish. Never, because that's not why you have the gifts that you have. No, your setup is very nice. The quality is professional. You're in it with the latest technology, digital technology. Robert, what more could you ask for? So with that being said, even with the position that I'm in now I've sort of kind of semi-retired from full entertainment, But it kind of reminds me of The Godfather, part 2 with Al Pacino, when you think you're retired and they keep pulling you back in. So this being my 3rd professional career with Super of America, I've been able to incorporate and integrate all the things that I've done in my previous careers into what I'm doing now. So that in itself, I just came back from Portland, Oregon. I'm going to share this. Working with Super of America, we're just releasing a brand new all-electric SUV. So having the opportunity to go up to Portland, Robbie, and go for this specialized training for this vehicle. I don't sell cars, but I'm going to tell you something. Cars today, Robbie, is so sophisticated. People buy these cars that are nothing but computers on 4 wheels. So they don't know how to use all the technology in their cars. So what my position is to sit down with them one-on-one and show them how to work all this stuff. At the same time, I do videos, still photography. So I'm still utilizing the skills that brought me to where I am now. So you never know when you're going to get away from something. Just continue doing what you're doing, continue using your resources, and never say, I can't. Say, I can't, because you're doing it right now, Robbie. And I want, like I said, from the bottom of my heart, if there's ever anything that your uncle can do for you, have a conversation with you, to sit down and create dialogue or share ideas with you, I'm right here with you. I've always been right here for you. Listen, you got a beautiful family. Your little princess is something else. And I'll tell you, I'm touched, Robin. And if I seem like I have a loss for words, because I do, because I want to take a moment to remember what we're doing here today. All I can say is simply amazing and extraordinary. And young man, my hat goes off to you.
Thank you, and people, you don't understand what that means to me, because you have to be able to watch something and see the success of something. You know, if you really want to go out there and do it. You know, I've seen the success. I've seen it. You know, and then, you know, the hard work, people, you guys, like he said, the research. Oh my goodness, the research you have to do, the research that you have to do when you're interviewing someone, people. It's not just that, oh, let me watch an interview that he's done before and let me try to do that. You cannot do that. I see a lot of people that do that. Now, my main thing, people, is I don't watch people's interviews that they do with people. I purposely don't do that. What I do is this. I just go and research and watch all their stuff myself, because I don't want to come out. I may have things that no one's ever asked because they're going out there and looking. And you have to watch a lot of film for that, people. You have to watch a lot of film, and it's a lot of study, and it's to these things. Now, I can tell you this. There's been times when Uncle Freddie has been super close to us in the same household, and you watch how he preps for something. People, let me tell you this. For a date that starts at 7 at night, Uncle Freddie is prepping at 6 in the morning. He's prepping at 6, and I'm talking about people from the way you take your shower to how you come out. The whole day has gotta match up. I'm telling you, and you got to understand, people, if that's just going out to have a good time, you got to imagine all the prep work you have to do for something where you have to, people, theater, he's in charge of a bunch of people. Not only a bunch of people that are behind like crew, these people are interacting with people that are just working on, they don't even know they're working. You got to coordinate, move this, do that. It's a lot of work. And to be able to see that, I said, man, I think I could do it. Plus, I'm going to keep it real. You know, that's my dad's brother, so we are the next generation. So I say anything they can do, I can do better. So, you know, but, and it's not a slight to anything, people. That's just the bar is set, and you got to go out there and try to get that bar. Now, my Uncle Freddie, my uncle did not go out there and interview just Joe Schmoes. There's no Joe Schmoes on his resume. So you go ahead and check that. to be able to sit down with Bernard Parks people, let me tell you, you just can't. You weren't able to just do that, at that time. Now, I want to ask you this, Uncle.
Yes.
The Black community today and how the women, the men, the children, the whole community aspect. What do you think about how it is now? What are things that you think that we can improve on and all that stuff?
Well, there's always room for improvement, growth and development, Robbie. But then again, you have to have that desire and that will to want to. Just know nothing comes overnight unless you're given a silver spoon. So you put in the work. You have to be educated in some shape, form, or fashion because entertainment is a dog world. Now I'm going to share something with you. I wasn't one of those type of people that got into the Hollywood part of it, partying and having a good time. My thing was to do the job, go home, get some rest, and I was done with it. The partying part of it, I stayed away from that. But I'm going to share a story with you. One of the theater award shows, Lisa Ray McCoy and Reverend Al Sharpton, they purposely came to the show late because they wanted all the attention from all the media that was there. So I told them, I walked over to Mr. Sharpton, I said, Al, the show is inside. So his publicist didn't like that. She wanted that publicity herself. So once they went inside, we had Reverend Al Sharpton wanted to be a presenter on the show. Now, as you know, Robbie, any show is scripted. Everything that you see on a live show is scripted. Those people, they might improvise every now and then, but they're reading a teleprompter. So Judge Mathis was scheduled to come into our show, and he couldn't make it. So Al Sharpton wanted to go in to replace him. And everybody was so afraid to tell him that he couldn't do it, they put that responsibility on me. So I went to the theater we were sitting, and I said, Al, unfortunately, we would love to have you be a part of the show, but we knew that once he got up there, we'd have problems getting him down. So I said, well, Al, we don't have any script for you, which means that there's nothing written for you, and we weren't about to give him an open platform to just talk as long as he wanted to. He said, Lord, that's okay. I totally understand. So once you're real with people, once you're down to earth to people, remember one thing. Celebrities are just human beings like everyone else. What they do is they get paid for what they do, but that doesn't make them any different from John or Jane Doe. They're still people first. So I never looked at celebrities as being stars. I looked at them as having a gift and getting paid for the things that they enjoy to do. Just as simple as that. Simple. Now, for your viewers, as I said, your show is tight, Robert. Your concept is there, your technology is there, your platform is there, and the messages that you're getting out. I've been totally blown away at some of the shows that you've had about different facts. Now, I want to ask you, I know our time is running short, how'd you come up with the name Hot Facts?
Simply because, it's the truth behind what you stand for. So the truth behind what you stand for and you have a passion for it and you know it's right, it's hot. It comes out hot. It's just that everything that I'm going to be bringing up is factual. So these are hot facts coming straight from my heart, and these are the things that I'm bringing out. So everything that I do bring out is going to be hot facts. Now, hot facts is for everybody. Everybody has hot facts. Everybody has hot facts. You can have good hot facts or bad hot facts. As long as the fact is a fact. No made up, nothing. We keep it real, and that's how we roll. So hot facts. Say it out your mouth and bring it here. It's hot.
I love it, Robbie. And let me just say this. I know in closing, life is a wonderful thing, and you get out of it what you put into it. It's every morning that you wake up, be prepared to give, because it's all about what you give, you'll get back 10 times. And just think, success may not come overnight. Now, I will say this about this generation. They want to hurry things. They want things to happen overnight. They want the money to come right away. Sometimes that's possible, but in most cases that is not. You've got to put in the work. In order for you, I did a lot of pro bono work, where in order to get started, I get stuff for free. And that's how you get out there. That's how you get your name. But then once you get established, then people know who you are and they know your work. And what they will do, they will find you. They will find you. So with that being said, if I could do it all over again, Robbie, I wouldn't do anything any different. But what I probably would do a little bit different though is probably have gotten you and your brother and some of my other nephews involved in it. But once we become adults, we start living our own separate lives. It's difficult sometimes. But for you to reach out to me, I'm gonna tell your audience, it took me a day or so, Robbie, before I realized what you were asking me. That's why I asked you. I said, what type of questions are they going to ask me? What is your? And when you told me what it was, I just could not wait to do the show. Could not wait to do the show. And once again, nephew, I want to thank you for letting me be on.
Oh yeah. I got a question here for you from Jonathan Rivers. Now he's asking you, do you think the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident was scripted? That's what he's asking.
No, you know what? But I say this, Robert, you never know. Hollywood is Hollywood. Any type of publicity is good publicity. But if it's kind of, I don't know, I wasn't there. I can't say whether it was scripted or not. But if you think about the aftermath, what happened with Will Smith and how he got being banned from the academy and this and that and the other. But any type of news is news. So whether it was scripted, whether it wasn't, they both benefited from it. This is nothing negative. Just think, because of that situation with Will Smith, look how much money people were willing to pay to see Chris Rock.
Right.
The months that followed that, Chris Rock's ticket sales were going through the roof. They had that incident not happened, and he'd still be doing his concerts, but he would get paid. The ticket prices wouldn't be as high as they were. So you never know what's real and what's not real unless you were right there when it happened. Simple as that. I often wondered that myself, but I wasn't there, Robert, so I can't say whether if it was real or not. But it happened on live TV, and it was talk for a long time after that. And just like everything else, what's new news becomes old news, and then we move on to something else. So,
right.
Question.
Yeah, Jonathan Rivers says, interesting. Thank you for asking. Now, I want to ask you this, Uncle. I ask everyone that comes on here because a lot of people, are not aware of the gig economy and that workforce that's out there doing the work. So since you've been watching my videos and you've been hearing what drivers are doing, the customers, how has getting the information and hearing it from me affected or impacted how you look at deliveries or going to buy food or ordering food or just service in general? How has it impacted you on just knowing what's going on?
Oh, tremendously, Rob. Just think, we're on the surface. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. And for you to have that capability to go deeper, you cannot help. It's called awareness, public awareness. Anytime you have a platform to bring public awareness to people, that's a positive thing, man, because that means that they're finding out something about a company they didn't know. And being consumers, then it gives us the right whether or not we want to do business with that company or whether we trust that company. So what you're doing is you're being the eyes and ears for people who don't go beyond the surface. You've gone way beyond the surface. And you know what? If something's not right, HotFacts is going to bring it to the public, right? And let the public see what's going on and formulate their own opinions. And I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with what your program is all about. It's about providing information to the public to let them disseminate whether, hey, well, I didn't know that. And once you have that question in someone's mind, I didn't know that was going on. Then you succeeded, what you wanted to do, and that brought awareness to the situation. So answering your question, yeah, it's enlightened me and opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I do look at businesses differently. I do look at, you get so wrapped up in your day-to-day living that you don't think about certain things, simple things that we experience every day, like deliveries, DoorDash things, and things like that. When you find out things about that, the first thing you go, ooh, really? I didn't know that. Then you succeeded. So success is all a part of the information that you get out there, how people disseminate it. Now, people are going to look at things in their own way, come up with their own opinions and stuff, and that's what being a human being is all about. That's what separates us and makes us all individuals. We all can read something and look at something and come up with our own interpretation of what it's all about. But had not you present us with that fact, what do we have? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
So that's important. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you certainly did. Now I'm gonna go back to what you said. You said, wanted to bring me and Kev in a little earlier, but at the same time, you did that because I'm sitting here interviewing you, and I'll let you know that I was watching. So no, you know what I mean? So you may have wanted to, but by me watching, it's the same thing happened. The same thing happened. So yeah, you did bring me in. It was just in a different way. It was just in a different way. So yes.
So it's one of those subconscious things, nephew.
Yeah, right there. Like this would not be happening, if first of all you see people on TV, but those are just people on TV. You see someone who's close doing it, like while you're growing up, you're watching that person do that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So it's no fluke, no fluke at all.
Robbie, now a lot of I had 6 mentors. They all were African American, and all 6 of these people had PhDs. As a matter of fact, 2 of them were husband and wives, and between the 2 of them, Robbie, they were receiving 5 pensions. Can you imagine 2 people receiving 5 pensions? Now, his name was Arnett Hartsfield. He was the 84th black fireman hired by the city of Los Angeles. And I'm telling you, this is when segregation was rampant. The stories that he shared with me, a lot of them brought me to tears when he shared with me having eaten in the lunchroom by himself because nobody would sit with him. Or he'd walk into the lunchroom and they'd draw pictures of monkeys and that baboons on the wall saying, "That's your mama." The things that those people, that's why when I mentioned earlier about people have died for me to be in the position that I'm in right now. I don't take that for granted at all. Not at all. To interview someone that was the first of something, people have no idea what they went through. I mean, they have no idea the strength, determination, the perseverance, and the willpower to go through, I call it chaos, and survive. That's a pioneer right there. So it was interesting. All my platform was to bring awareness. And I've done that. All the work I've done, Robert, like what you're doing right now, it's all digitized. So it's a personal archive that people can relate to, that people can bring up and look at any time. So anytime I want some history, oh yeah, I can read a book. But all I have to do is just go into my video library, and there it is right there. Having done 24 TV shows, 24 plays, having done 5 years of the theater awards, having done film and cinema, what it's done is allowed me, and even our family, Robert, that what you're doing is part.
Yes. I was about to, and I did not have to segue into this. That's why I asked this question. Go ahead and let them know. Go all the way back to the black and white film.
Oh.
Go all the way back. Go ahead, people. You're about to see, people. This is no fluke, people. Uncle, go ahead and let them have it.
Audience, I was about Robert. My great grandparents were. Our family's history was filmed. The original King Kong, Amos and Andy, the Bowery Boys. My great grandmother was in the last silent film in 1926 before they transitioned over into sound. But listen to this. Can you imagine? I've got archival footage of my uncle who did singing scenes with Cary Grant, Bob Hope, and these were some of the biggest stars at that time in Hollywood. I have archival footage of my family being involved. Of course, with my mom, they were very, very, very young. But my uncle was one of the Little Rascals. He was big shot. He was I think it was Alfalfa, not Alfalfa, but he was the brother of one of the Little Rascals. Now I've seen him in so many different episodes. Watching that, I had no idea because our parents and our family didn't talk about it growing up. So knowing that my family's legacy, and I often wondered, I said, where did I get my talent from? And then Robert, doing the research, when I found that, of course, when blacks migrated to California after World War I, after World War II, they were looking for a better way of life. Now they all migrated to the same part, they all lived in the same communities. Now, one of the first black casting directors, right? He lived in the same neighborhood with my great-great-grandparents. That's how they got involved in film. So one thing led to another. So the work that you're doing right now, it's a part of your heritage. It's a part of your legacy. So with open eyes, and I didn't even know this, and I didn't find this out, Robbie, until as an adult within the last several years. Ancestry. That's how I found out with the work that our family had done. And I'm telling you, just like the information that you have on me, it's simply amazing, Robbie, when you talk about the films that our ancestors did and the work that they did and what they had to endure. Of course, when they were in front of the camera with Bob Hope and Cary Grant and all these other, big time white celebrities at that time, they were their equals. But can you imagine what they went through when they when they left that camera and they were over in the corner somewhere isolated?
I'm telling you, people, are you listening to this, people? Now you hear the stuff that's coming out of Mr. Lloyd Reese's mouth. My uncle here, people. You guys understand why I talk for the community. You guys understand why when you come at me with all this stuff, I eat it up and go eat you guys up. Do you understand that all of this is built up inside here? So, that's how I can just keep going on. That's how it is. Now, he's telling you guys this is history, okay? This is not made up. This is the real hot facts on why hot facts is right here. Keep going, Uncle.
Now, when of course, our families decided to leave the South once, we were free and they migrated to different parts of the country and they migrated out here to California, they had no idea what they were going to be facing with. They had heard stories about, California's the golden state, opportunities are plentiful. That wasn't the case because we were still dealing with segregation. And, audience, we cannot sugarcoat things. Things that happen, you can push it under the rug, but then eventually it's going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing where I got my skills from, knowing where I got my talents from, knowing what our family went through, and then realizing to sit there and watch a movie with Bill Bojangles, one of the most prolific tap dancers in the history of cinema. Opening number of a film, there's Robbie, your grandmother, right there tap dancing with him.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So you see all these things, it's something to be proud of. It's something to pass on to your children. They can pass on to their children. It's something to be shared. So what you're doing now, all you're doing is an extension of what they started out, but we're no longer in the shadows.
Right.
So that in itself right there is quote unquote important for the next generation. That right there is important to know. I'm open to answer any questions about anything. Now, I became let me say this, Dr. Maybe Clayton, God rest her soul. Robert, she had the largest Black history collection in the Western Hemisphere. Now, I think I felt, not knowing how, she had a PhD, right? How important the work that she was. So, Robbie, I became her personal videographer. So everything that she did, I have records of it. So the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And it's not about talking about what I did. It's the people that I did it with. These people took me under their wings and they said to me, Lord, one day we're going to be gone. But the work that you're doing now, you'll be able to share it with millions of people. And our stories will still be told. So those that were pioneers, those that wrote the books, I cherish them. I cherish all of that. Every single thing that I've done in entertainment, now I know where I came from. Now, in closing, in the 5th grade, I was the monitor, but the teachers were requisitioned for the, I'm telling my age, go get the projectors. I was the one that went to the equipment room, Robert, checked out the projectors, set the projectors up, set up the slide machines, set up the phonographs, broke them down, took them back. I was 9 years old. Had no idea that was going to be a prelude to what my career was going to be decades later. So if you know now, my thing is, Robert, I know where I'm going because I know where I've been. Simple as that. You got to know where you come from, so you got to know where you're going. Now, I'll be 60, 68 years old in 2 months. I've done some wonderful things in life, but those things I've done have not been about me. It's always about giving back to mankind. Now, when we reference to mankind, we know that means both men and women. But I'm telling you, I would not do anything any different, Robert. I would not. And I'm touched. This day on July 7th, 2022, it will always have a special place in my heart because not only have I had an opportunity to fellowship with my nephew, but for the amazing work that he's doing for the community. How many people can say that? So when you get a free moment, you sit down and you have a moment yourself, Robbie, just say thank you and pat yourself on the back and say, you know what? I know where I'm going and keep traveling down that path. Now, the road that we travel, some of us, it's not meant for everyone to find that path, but you were blessed enough to find that path. And let me tell you what an important path it is because that path is going to be gone one day. But the history that you're telling now, that you're sharing now with communities, that's archives. Archives mean that's things that are going to be preserved. It's not going to be here today and gone half an hour from now. You will be able to pull out any of your shows because they're digitized and play those back. And people will say, yeah, I remember Robert did that. I remember Robert brought my attention to that. And when you bring awareness to something, you're doing good. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh yeah, that is the main thing is to just make sure I'm staying as positive as I can be and keep spreading it out there. People, this was a great interview, people. We got in. You guys heard some great stuff. You guys got a little background of me also, people. So I didn't have to say much. You guys got a chance to, all you guys who were trying to look for some dirt on me well, you got some good dirt right there. Go ahead and spread some of that stuff around. I will gladly appreciate that. Gladly appreciate that. Thank you for stopping by, Uncle. This has been an honor, people. So yeah, now let the people know where they can find you at on whatever you're doing out there.
Just social media. Google and Boyd F. Reese, and everything that I've done, it's right there. It tells my journey and what I've done, and that was like, film, television production, theater production, whatever you name it. There were times, Robbie, when I would be so tired, but I was driven. But like you said, theater awards, I'd be there at 7 o'clock in the morning, the first one to arrive, being a technical producer, and the last one to leave. When the show is all over, everybody's having a good time, going out to party. The art was making sure that things were being striking the set. You know what that is, to strike the set, making sure that everything was in place. So I didn't have time actually to party. I had a huge responsibility. And what was interesting, Robbie, I had a chance to even document that 1 year in 2010, all the wonderful things that I'd done. And when I look back on that and read all that work, I said to myself, did I actually do all that? Drive, determination, and I had people that believed in the skills that I had, and that made it simple for me. Very simple. Closing. This is Robert Reese. HotFacts.
Yes, people. It is what it is. Now, you heard where he said you can find him at, people. Understand there is a maturity with this thing. He said you can Google me. All right, people, understand what that means. He said you can Google me, Lloyd F. Reese, R-E-E-S-E, people, spelled just like the candy. You cannot mess it up. Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye, because I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this news. Have a good one,
I shall. And Robert, have a blessed day and tell your mom and dad, and I look forward to seeing them soon.
All right now, see you later.
Right, we're on hot. We're going. We're heading out of here on Robert Reese's HotFacts.
Yeah, boy. Yes, people. That was Uncle. And hold up, give me one quick sec, people. That was Uncle Freddie, people. So you guys got a chance to hear a little bit, and I didn't go in to ask any questions about Richard Williams, Venus and Serena Daddy, and Tayshaun Prince and them, and Hall of Famer Dennis Johnson, people. I did not go into any of that stuff. I could have went all the way there, but I kept it there. You guys can see that this is not something that I just jumped up in and just wanted to do one day. That is definitely not it's definitely not what it was. So I learned from right there. A lot of experience, people, tons of experience from someone that's fully into the whole thing. I didn't talk about how my cousin Jennifer, his daughter, people hangs out with Tia and Tamara and all the acting and the Barbie commercials, and I didn't go into any of that stuff, people. I didn't go into any of that stuff. But what I will do right now is I went into Britney Griner, people, on how she is detained. But since I'm gonna play around really quick, Uncle Freddie, people. Let me say something. That was Uncle Freddie, people, just giving me some more love right there. He was excited. He said, "Did you hear how I stopped calling you Robbie and I was calling you Robert?" People, for those of you who don't know, my name is Robbie to my family and personal friends. They don't call me nothing else. So a lot of people call me Rob, Robert, or HotFacts, whatever, but the family and everybody is Robbie. So that's what it is. So that's why you were hearing me say Uncle Freddie and not Lloyd, because it's hard. It's hard to just switch it up. But what we are gonna do right now is shoot. I'm gonna read some comments here from some of these people from DoorDash. This is your problem. I'm gonna read some of these really quick, and we're gonna go from there. But first, before we go from there, people, we got to get into the rule. We gotta tell them what the rule is. The rule is, first one you get, the one you gotta do, because that could be the one that will be. Hey, people clicking on me. You're watching HotFacts with your boy Robert Reese. That is the rule, people. The rule will be going on all the time. That is the rule right there. So we're gonna read some of these comments right here. First one you get, this one is up. It says, "We lose money for waiting. The order should be ready upon arrival," and that comes from Herb Mo. You got to understand what food is, Herb. You know, you have to cook food properly. It cannot be ready all the time when you get there. You got to change your way of thinking, buddy boy. Okay, so LL says, "Yep, DoorDash been doing this. I experienced it myself using them. They are definitely falling off." And then this one from Jason Bailey says, "Shame on people that don't know they're independent contractors. You are messing up the game. Stop it." Yes, this comes from Jason Bailey, and he's going based upon someone stepping in and doing what they're supposed to do, and someone that steps in and does not do what they're supposed to do. So, since I'm gonna play around with this music thing, I'm gonna send a message out to some of those people. I'm gonna send a message out. Let's see if I can send a message out.
Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out.
Nah, the showstoppers in the room. I got a good jack step in my school. I'm about to break it down with the music. Let's taste the beat from my mic when I need the boost. I let it go. I'm gonna get I'm cool. Step on the school. And let everybody know about your creators. No pumps allowed. Like I am like one people, I'm telling you, they gave me I can go bars on you. I can drop bars on people if I have to. Serious. I can drop bars on people if I have to. Once I figure this thing out all the way, and I'll be able to hear it and listen to it, I'll be able to have some stuff. And if someone thinks they want to drop some knowledge, I'll be dropping bars on people. These content creators that be coming up talking, I'm going to come out them and talk at them in a whole bunch of different ways. I'm going to put on spoken word music. I'm going to put on jazz music, and I'm going to kill you on beat and off beat. I'm going to show you guys what talent's all about behind this MIC, Master of Ceremony. I'm telling you. They didn't say you don't got to use this crappy music that they put up here like this. Watch this. Watch this. Where is it at? They give you stuff like this. Yeah. I'm not doing it like me. Like, yeah. I can dance pop. Let's play this. Let's play a few music real quick. What up? This one says feeding the ducks. Let me see. Can I feed the ducks? 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 Can I drive a car and make $1 million? I gotta pick this one up. Pick up two. What one do I do? The shit. I gotta go feed the duck. I gotta go feed the duck. I gotta go feed the duck. Little duck, they gotta eat lunch. I gotta go feed the ducks. I gotta make a couple bucks. They better give me a tip, or I ain't taking that tip. I gotta drive 8 miles. Drive 8 miles. And this food takes so long, I ain't going. Don't worry about getting paid. Don't worry about getting paid. I need $50 an hour. No. Oh, no. Gotta feed the couple of bucks. It's called Feed the Duck. This one is called In the Space. What is in the space? What's in the space? What's in the space? Oh, in space. I was like one of them weird code dudes. I would just start like, I would say, and then I would just do something like, Pluto and Mars. Galaxies with milk to leave behind, and I put on what they call a kilt. Not a skirt, not a shirt. No disrespect, because I like to taste respect. Space. Look at the corny stuff they make happen, like, and they say like No one's gonna use this stuff. They tell you to use all this crappy stuff. What is that? I like cheese. I like cheese. I like cheese. Where the cheese? Parmesan. Cheese. That's how music is these days. I just feel like playing with that, people. I have nothing else to do. I'm about to get out of here and sign off like Chuck Woolery. If you guys just watch that madness, should have quit off a long time